So, welcome. I'm going to move right along and I'm going to work on my second video, which is on the distributive property. The distributive property is pretty fantastic. It looks like, I like to call it the trick-or-treat property. And it looks like this. If you have some number multiplied to a group of numbers, you distribute. A equals AB plus AC. There's a few ways I like to show this. And one way I like to show this is using something that, using an area model. And I'm going to show you real quick. If I want to know what's 4 times 12, well, sometimes people say, oh, I don't know how 4 times 12 is. I'm not good with my 12 times tables. So I say, okay, well, I do know that 4, I can do it like this. 4 times 10 plus 2, because 10 plus 2 is 12. So I'm going to say 4, this much would be about 10, this much would be 2. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 2 is 8. Altogether, I get 48. And that's the distributive property. And it's actually kind of nifty, because if you want to do 4 times 18, well, you might say, well, I'm not very good at a lot of my times tables, so I'm really struggling here. So I'm going to say, all right, well, 18 is the same as 20 minus 2. So if this whole thing is 20, and I take away 2, I get 18. So 4 times 20 is 80. 4 times a negative 2 is a negative 8. So what's 80 minus 8? It's 72. All right. So how do we do this when we're working with algebra? Well, let's see. We can do 4 times x plus 3. Now, same idea. I don't know how big x is. So I'm going to say, I know that 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 3 is 12. So when I distribute this, I get 4x plus 12. And that's it. You're just multiplying the same amount to both sides. I like to call this trick-or-treat property. If 2 kids come to my house and I'm handing out negative 3s, and one kid is 2x and the other kid is in the negative 5, well, the 2x has to go away with the 3, so 2x times the negative 3, and the negative 5 has to go with the negative 3, so I get 2x times the negative 3, which is a negative 6x, and I get negative 3 times the negative 5 is a positive 15, which is the same as a negative 6x and a positive 15. Now I'm going to do one more example. Let's say I had 4 times a negative 3x plus 2. Once again, you can do either or. You can do the area model, which would look something like this. Oops, I'm running out of room for my area model. And that would be a negative 12x, and that would be a positive 8. So I get negative 12x plus 8. Or like I said, you can just multiply and say 4 times the negative 3x plus 4 times 2. In which case you get negative 12x plus 8. Biggest challenge with this is students will forever, ever only multiply one term inside the parentheses instead of both. Remember, if 2 kids come to my house looking and they're giving out 4s, I had to give it to both of them. One last thing with this, if you have negative 4, oh, we'll do positive 4 times 3x plus 2 plus 5, and I want you to simplify the expression. Simplify. I'm going to distribute 4 times 3x plus 4 times 2 plus, now this 5 is not being affected by that 4. That 4 tells me, what that 4 literally tells me is it tells me I have 4 groups, and by the way, when I say groups, I am talking about an actual group here, of 3x plus 2. That's what that 4 is telling me. I have 4 groups of 3x plus 2. And then this 5 just tags along, plus 5. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I have 12 x's. 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 5 is 13. So here I would get 12x plus 8 plus 5. Now I had to combine like terms. And if you're not sure how to combine like terms, go back to video 1 and you'll see 12x plus 13. My last example is going to be something similar. Now once again, 5 times 2x minus 3. This is my group right here. This is my group. This is how many groups I have. So really I have 2x minus 3, and 2x minus 3, and 2x minus 3, and 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, and 4x. Now this is kind of obnoxious, so I don't do it. What I do is I'm going to say I have 5 groups of 2x, and I have 5 groups of negative 3, and I just have a 4x tagged along. So this is 10x plus a negative 15 plus 4x. Well, once again, combine like terms. I have 4x's and I have 10x's, so I have 14x's. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting, so that's it. And now I have simplified. And let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10x's plus 4x's is 14x's. Negative 3, negative 6, negative 9, negative 12, negative 15. Boom. There you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed.